Now the Lord said to Abraham, Go from your country and your kindred, and your father's house, to the land that I will show you, and I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you, and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. That was God speaking to Abraham in the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 1 through 3. So this video is going to be about growing up. And that process is what took place in Abraham's life when God called him at the ripe age of 75 years old. And so the title of this video is Grow the Heck Up. And the reason being is that now more than ever, people need to grow up. And what I mean by this is adopting responsibility, trying to become somebody that will be a blessing to society. And when you try to become a blessing by walking down the straight and narrow path, that is following God, growing in faith, learning to worship Him, putting God in the proper place in your own life, you begin developing certain character traits that make you a more desirable mating partner and a more desirable friend and a more desirable partner when it comes to how you appear and how you are in terms of certain social settings. The way that you do this is you begin making the proper sacrifices. You begin truly following God, putting your faith in Him, and putting your trust in Him. What exactly are you trusting when you're trusting God? The Bible tells us that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, this is both literal and metaphysical, or more than reality. It's more than physical reality. Of course, God actually created earth, but He also created the moral order in which all things on earth have to act in accordance with, or else they're going to be punished. One of the ways that you can figure out what is right from what is wrong is to simply observe the consequences of your actions. God has created the world in a way, He's created the moral order of the universe in a way in which you are going to pay for every single one of your sins, every single time. You are never going to get away with anything. Even if you think you got away with it, you're going to pay in the future. And so simply observing your actions, the consequences, the fruits of your labor, you will learn what is right from what is wrong. Now, of course, sometimes you're going to do something wrong, and then immediately after, something good is going to happen. And a lot of the time, you're going to do something good, and immediately after, something bad happens. So I don't mean observe what you did, and then what happened at the end of the day that you did it, and then determine whether or not you should continue doing it. I mean observe your actions over a long period of time, maybe even years. And when you do this, you are going to learn how you should conduct yourself in the world. And once you figure that out, you've got to make the choice of, am I going to walk down the straight and narrow path, even if it's going to cause a even large amount of pain and suffering right now, in the hopes that God has created the universe in a way in which this is going to produce life more abundant for not only myself, but for the people around me. And that's what it means to put your faith in God. It means to trust in His plan and to trust in what He has to offer you. And what God had to offer Abraham was that he would be a blessing. And not only that, but that he would bless those who blessed him and curse those who cursed him. Not because Abraham was special, although he technically was, being the father of the Israelites, but because when you walk down the straight and narrow path, when you follow God truthfully, the people who are on your side are also the people that are on God's side, because you're on God's side. And the people who are against you are also against God, because you're on God's side, and because they're not on God's side. Not only that, but God is going to show us a land, and that land is unknown to us. It is the unknown world, unexplored territory. It could be considered, well, chaos. Now, Abraham was living with his father before he was called by God. And what that means is he was under the authority of his father. He obeyed his father, but he also had the comforts of not that much responsibility. He wasn't living on his own. He wasn't producing enough food and water and material in order to survive on his own. He was living off the benefits of the works of his parents and everybody else that was there. And that's a comfortable lifestyle. It's a predictable lifestyle. It's an ordinary lifestyle. And people seem to confuse a comfortable life, an easy life, a predictable life with a happy life, with a good life. And that's actually not true. Now, ideally, you have a happy life that is comfortable and predictable, but that's often not going to be the case. And you also shouldn't chase happiness itself. Happiness is something that comes along randomly. There's no point in chasing it because it runs away faster than you can chase it, and eventually it's going to catch you, and then it's going to go. And so don't chase happiness. Learn to enjoy happiness when it makes itself manifest in your life. What you should do instead is walk down the straight and narrow path. Follow God. Go into the land that He is going to show you. Leave the land of comfort. And when you go into that land and you establish an order, you establish your household, you provide for those around you, you provide for your family. You set things in order. You separate the wheat from the chaff, the goats from the sheep. You take care of the sheep or the vulnerable, and you learn to keep the monsters, the dragons, the serpents, and the wolves at bay. And when you do that, you are opening yourself up to the opportunity of having a life that you can enjoy because everything is in order. Now, everything is not always going to be in order. Things are going to get chaotic sometimes, not only because of your own sins, but because of the sins of others and simply the things that occur in life, the challenges that arise, even if you had nothing to do with them, or maybe even no one else had anything to do with them, really. You have to learn to operate in both realms, to operate in the realm of the known, the predictable, ordinary world, but also the world of chaos. And you have to learn how to act. The final thing I'll say is that if you want to truly grow up, you have to set a goal for yourself. You have to have an aim. The Bible tells us to seek first the kingdom of heaven and His righteousness, and all these worldly things like food, clothes, money, wealth, promotion at our job, whatever, will be added unto us as well. But we must seek first God. We must seek first heaven. We must establish our aim and figure out the sequences of behavior that we must undertake in order to get there. And if you do those things, then you will officially grow up.